This video we're going to look at a value for a decimal and converting it to a fraction into its equivalent form. All right, we're going to do several different examples and what that looks like. I'm going to start with the number, let's say 3.15. 3.15, and how we turn that into a fraction. First thing we want to do is think about the whole value, and the whole value here is 3. Okay, so as we work through a mixed fraction here, I know that I'm going to have 3, and then I'm thinking about my decimal as my numerator. So that part of my decimal there is my numerator. So I'm going to see that as 15 over, so there's my numerator. And what number do we come up with to put under here? So we've got to look at the place value that our decimal's in. This 1 here is in our tenths place, and the value goes all the way to the hundredths place. So this value here is in the hundredths. Okay, so 15 over 100. Let me get another color here. And we're seeing that because our decimal went from all the way to the hundredths place. And there it's representing that. Okay. Right now you have it in a fraction. It's a mixed fraction. We're going to reduce that mixed fraction. We're going to turn it into an improper fraction. So thinking about, for a minute, we're going to ignore the 3 and just put it over here to the side, and we're going to think about 15 and 100, and what do they have in common, and how can I simplify this? So sometimes we can simplify in one step, sometimes we need to be simplifying in multiple steps. I know that this is ending in a 5 and this one's ending in a 0, so I know they're both can be simplified by dividing by 5. 15 divided by 5 gives me 3, and 100 divided by 5 gives me 20. Okay. So as I color my parts here, there's still that whole. My numerator has now been reduced from 15 to 3. My denominator has been reduced from 100 to 20. Okay. And we're not done here. So 3/20 is simplified, but we're going to now turn our mixed number into an improper fraction. And in order to do that, what we do is take our whole number, and we want to find our whole number in parts of 20. So you're going to take your whole number and multiply these two numbers together. Okay? So you end up with 3 times 20. That equals 60. Here's your 3 and your 20. And that equals 60. And then after you have that number, you have to add your numerator. So once I have 60, I'm going to add 3. And I end up with 63. 63 is now going to be my new numerator. So I've got 3 and 3/20 is equal to 63 over, and our denominator stays the same, over 20. I'm saying that denominator now stays the same. Okay, and there's your final answer on that one. All right, let's do one more. This time we're going to do one that does not have a whole value in front of it. And we might do the number 0.125. 0.125. And what is that as a fraction? Okay, well, I'm looking at, I don't have a whole value, and what I do have is my digits afterwards that need to be my numerator, so that becomes 125. And how many digits are to the right of the decimal? I mean my tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So this decimal is in the thousandths place. So that means I'm going to put it 125 over 1,000. Okay. And then I've got to think about simplifying that. And again, this is ending in a 5, this is ending in a 5, and simplifying that out. And remember, we don't have to do this in all one big step. We can do it in a lot of small steps if that's what we need to do. 125, 5 groups of them. I want to break this up and divide it by 5. So how do we do that if we can't do that in our head? 125. And I want to group them into 5s. Okay, so 5 goes into 12 2 times. I'm going to put the 10 here. I'm going to subtract that out. I'm going to get that 2. Bring down that 5. 5 goes into 25. 25 times. So 125, I simplify by finding a common factor of 5 equals 25. Okay, that's where that just came from. And then I'm going to do the same thing with 1,000. If I can't do that in my head, I'll do 1,000 divided by 5, because I'm saying my common factor there is 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. That's 10. Subtract that out, get 0. I'm going to bring down my other zeros. And I'm going to put those in the placeholder because 5 doesn't go into any of those zeros. But I've got to bring it all the way to where the decimal is. Okay, so my new number there is 200. So it's 25 over 200. Okay. 25 over 200. And as I said, we can do this in steps because now look. I can still simplify this. I'm going to rewrite this. 25 over 200. They're both divisible by 5. Okay, so 25, I'm going to break that up into 5s. I'm going to count here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So in my hand here, I've got 5 groups. So I've got 5, divide that by 5, I get 5. 200 divided by 5. How many times does 5 go into 100? And so if I'm thinking about that, and if I'm struggling with that, I'm thinking, how many times does 10 go into 100? Well, I know 10 goes in 10 times. 5 is going to go in twice that, so 5 is going to go in 20 times to 100. But I want to know for 200, so it's not going to be 20, it's going to be 40. Okay? And again, if you can't work through that in your head, 200 divided by 5, I'm going to figure that out. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Nothing left. Still have that 0. I need to bring that 0 up to the top because I need to get to my decimal. So 5/40ths. But look, we're still not there. I can still simplify that out. This is called perseverance. It means you're not stopping. You're not giving up. You thought you were going to be there. You keep doing this and you're like, I'm still not there. You can see that they're both still divisible by 5. What am I going to do again? Divide by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. And 40 divided by 5 is 8. And 1/8 cannot be simplified. We are in the simplest terms. 1/8 is equal to 0.12.